Way back in the early 2000s, life felt normal. I worked full-time. My wife, Jenna, worked part-time. We had two young kids, 4 and 6. Our home buzzed with the chaos of coloring books, juice spills, and bedtime stories. But under that calm surface, I started to feel the ripple of something else. It started with little things. The kids mentioning, "We went to Grandma's today," more often than made sense. Jenna's parents lived 90 minutes away. That's not a quick drop-in, but the kids said it so often I started keeping track. "Did you take them out there again today?" I'd ask, trying to sound casual. "No, we just stayed home." She'd answer too quickly, eyes not quite meeting mine. She wasn't a good liar, never had been. So one night after she went to bed, I walked out to the garage and checked the mileage on her car. Jotted it down in my little notebook. Next week I checked again. The numbers didn't lie, over 400 miles more than what made sense for grocery runs and part-time shifts. That was when the knowing started to harden into certainty. Then one ordinary Tuesday, I sat down at the computer. She'd left a sticky note next to the keyboard. Yellow. Her handwriting. AOL, Genel 82, PW, Daisy 123. A tiny time bomb, casually placed. I stared at it for a long time. Then I logged in. The inbox was nothing shocking at first. Target coupons, newsletters. But buried in the saved folder, I found a thread with her college best friend. It was like reading a diary written for someone else. She wrote about him. Bob, an old high school boyfriend. She laughed about how easy it was to meet him, how he was married to a walrus, how the sex was better now than it ever was back then. My hands were cold on the mouse. I printed every email, slipped them into a manila folder. Then I called a friend. He used to be a cop. I told him what I'd found. "You need to talk to Ron," he said. "Ron?" "Private investigator. Quiet, discreet, gets the job done." So I met Ron, crew cut, aviators, the kind of guy who says your name like he's known you all your life. I gave him what I had. A few days later, he gave me everything. Photos, times, dates, receipts, motel name, the Evergreen Inn. The kind of place with flickering neon signs and cigarette burns on the blankets. Jenna's routine was as polished as a clock. Drop the kids at her parents'. Meet Bob for lunch. Check in. Check out. Smile. Pick up the kids. Come home. I stared at a photo of her walking into the motel. She looked happy. Lighter. It crushed me. I didn't scream. I didn't throw things. I called a lawyer, because here's the thing. My parents cheated on each other. Both of them. The fallout wrecked our childhood. I swore I'd never put my kids through that kind of storm. But I wasn't done. I asked Ron for one more job. Find Bob. Turns out Bob was married. 3 kids. VP of sales at his father-in-law's company. Lived in a house owned by the in-laws. The man had roots. So I made copies of Ron's report. 3 of them. And on a Wednesday morning, I had Jenna serve the divorce papers, right at work. No yelling, no theatrics. Just a man in a suit and a startled receptionist. At the exact same time, Ron was meeting with Bob's wife. I wanted her to know. Not to hurt her, but because she deserved better. And oh, did she handle it. Within 24 hours, she emptied their accounts. Took the kids. Told her father. Bob got fired. Evicted. His entire world crumbled like wet drywall. Their divorce? Public record. Ugly. He showed up at the house once. Tried to argue. Her brother broke his nose. Restraining orders followed. Police reports. Court dates. I heard he even did some time. A mugshot showed up online for about a month before disappearing. Then, nothing. No Facebook. No LinkedIn. Bob became a ghost. As for his ex-wife, she took over her dad's business. Did pretty well from what I hear. Jenna and I, we coexisted for the kids, civil, polite, detached. Once they turned 18, I stopped responding to anything not kid-related. We're strangers now, and I'm fine with that. I never brought it up again. Never yelled. Never gave her the satisfaction of knowing how deeply she cut me. I focused on the kids, on peace. But here's the twist. About a year ago, my daughter, now in her 20s, sent me a TikTok. "Isn't this crazy?" she said. It was one of those story time videos. A girl talking about how her mom rebuilt her life after her husband cheated with a married woman. She described the whole saga in that overdramatic TikTok way. And then she held up an old photo. It was Bob, and the girl was his daughter. Turns out she found Ron's report, the court docs, the emails, everything her mom had saved. She told the internet everything. Bob the cheater, Jenna the other woman, the motel, the fallout. The video had 2.4 million views. I watched it twice. Then I texted back, "That is wild. Wonder how it ends."